Hey guys, it's Wart. Welcome back to another video, and before I say anything else, I do want to give you guys a huge fat spoiler warning for Pokemon Legends Arceus, because in this video, I'm going to be talking about every single leaked form, evolution, new Pokemon coming into that game. I know a lot of people out there don't like seeing that stuff before the game is revealed. I'm someone that doesn't personally mind seeing those kind of leaked spoilers or whatever, so I'm going to be talking about them myself. However, if you guys want to stay away from that and want to see them for the very first time in-game, please leave the video now. I will not be offended. I completely understand. But if you're still here, that is your final spoiler warning for these leaked forms. So let's go ahead and get on with the video. So boom, here's the tier list I'm going to be doing with all the leaked forms coming in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And yeah, I've decided to do a tier list kind of in trend with, my Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn rankings I've done so far with tier list. I'm going to be doing my Sinnoh one next. I already have it recorded pretty much, just gotta edit it. And then of course going through all the generations, but we're skipping few, or I guess technically going back in time to Hisui. Because, this is, technically Sinnoh in the past. So, pretty interesting. I guess you could say we're doing it out of order, either by saying we should have done this one first, or maybe doing this one last. I don't know. It's kind of funny. But yeah, we're going to be talking about all these new forms here. And we got some pretty cool designs. Some designs that aren't sitting the best with me, but some pretty interesting ones nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get started with the tier list. First off, the Hisui starter evolutions of Typhlosion, Samarat, and Decidueye. Now, first off, we have Typhlosion. When people first saw this thing, they were really freaked out. They thought this thing was pretty ugly, and I kind of agree. I'm not the biggest fan of it. However, with the fire animated around its neck that you actually see in-game that has been revealed to us, thankfully, through different Twitter videos and just, compressed leaks and stuff like that, we actually do know what this guy looks like in-game, and it looks a lot better. However, I still don't love it. Overall, the base design of it is just kind of flat to me, nothing crazy. I actually don't know the typing of this guy. I was gonna say Fire Dark or Fire Ghost, but I don't want to give you guys anything wrong. I actually do think it is Fire Ghost, but I'm not going to say anything for certain because I'm not for certain. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. The fire does make it look a little cooler, but I'm going to be putting it in the B tier for now. Next up, we have Hassuyan Samarat. Now, this guy, I really like this design. The only thing is that, again, like Typhlosion, it doesn't really switch up anything that crazy. It does look probably arguably cooler than normal Samarat. However, it's nothing insane. There's nothing crazy new about the design. There's just some new sharper edges, some new red patterns on it and whatnot. Pretty interesting stuff. The next up, we have Hisui Decidueye, which is a personal favorite of mine because I absolutely love Decidueye as a Pokemon. It is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon ever. So, of course, no matter what, I was going to be getting Rowlet, which is actually probably my favorite Pokemon of all time. I was going to be getting Rowlet in the starters no matter what. However, thankfully, it is probably my favorite out of the three with the final evolutions. It definitely switches it up decently enough, at least how the final one looks, different enough from Decidueye. Nothing crazy, nothing insane, but I like the design overall. I actually believe this is the shiny or the red version's the shiny. I don't know. I've seen conflicting reports about which one's the shiny version or not. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Can I actually change the background color to be black? Look at that. Much better. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this guy looks all right, and I think he's pretty solid. Not quite insane enough to put him in S tier. I definitely want to, maybe I'll like him more in game or something, but for now he's going to be chilling in A tier. However, Hisui and Growlithe, I'm a huge fan of both the Growlithe and the Arcanine designs. I think they nailed it for a rock fire type and also just a new spin on, a Pokemon everyone loves. Everyone loves Growlithe and Arcanine. I'm personally a huge fan of Ninetales. However, Ninetales already got his or her fantastic design in Alola with a regional variant. I love Alola and Ninetales to death, so I'm glad that Growlithe finally got one. And I'm putting it straight in S tier. I think it's a really cool design for sure. Just both of them look like rock dog things that are just really cool. Like those, I don't know where in the world those statues originate from, somewhere in Asia, but those statues of like the rock dogs look really cool, and that is kind of what they're playing off here, and I like it a lot. Next up we have a Lowland Voltorb. I'll give this one a B. But Electrode, I'm going to give a C. I don't really like this face a lot. I know it's not much to go off of here. It's a very simple design, but it's fine. I don't really like the drawn-on frowny face or whatever. This one at least has depth with the eyebrows. This one does as well with like the pupils, I suppose, or the eye sockets. But it's nothing crazy, and I'm just not really a huge fan of either one of these Pokemon too much. But yeah, I'm going to put them in B and C. They do the job. They're all right. Next up, though, we have Quill Fish. I believe it's Quill Fish. I always get confused if it's Quill Fish or Quill Lava. I'm going to look it up, actually. Okay, so it is Quill Fish. I don't know why I always think its name is Quill Lava. But yeah, here we have Quill Fish. It's pretty cool. It's pretty solid. It looks very, very similar to the original design, except with some obviously poison-looking purple pink tips to itself, and I think it works solid enough. I'd guess it's probably like a dark poison type and just loses the water typing. Possibly. That would be my assumption for the design, but you don't really know for sure. And then next up here is a new evolution for Quill Fish, which is actually pretty cool. I'm going to give it a B as well. I think it's really fun. It definitely reminds me a lot of Splatoon. It looks like a landmine or something, but I don't know, the face especially looks a lot like Splatoon. Maybe when I see this thing animated, I'll like it better. Maybe like the spikes come in and out of its body as it breathes or something. I don't know, that seems like a lot, but that would be pretty cool. I believe this thing's name, it says here, I'm looking on NintendoWire.com, which I'll put in the description, of course. It's saying its name is Overquill, which is a dark poison type, like I said. And yeah, evolution of Hisui and Quill Fish. So Overquill is its name. Interesting name for sure. Definitely not what I would have guessed, but I'm not sure what I would have guessed anyways. Yeah, okay, anyways, next up we have a Hassuyan Sneasel. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to get this guy an A tier. It really doesn't do much to switch up the formula of Sneasel. It looks very much so like a Sneasel with like a new color palette. Maybe like a shiny Sneasel or something like that, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to give it a B tier just because of that. It doesn't do much there to switch up the color palettes or anything kind of design-wise, but it looks cool. I mean, Sneasel's a cool Pokemon. However, we got this sucker. Let's go back over here. And I believe, yeah, Sneasler is its name. And you can read about these guys here. I'm not going to read all this to you. I don't think there's any story spoilers. I'm not reading it in case there are, but if there are, I'm sorry. I don't like story spoilers myself. I think it's just the description of the Pokemon. Here we have Sneasler is poison fighting type. Interesting type. I'm not a huge fan of it, personally. I just think it looks way too lanky and long. Yeah, just kind of weird. Yeah, I'm going to give it... It's not terrible. No, I'm going to give it a D tier. I really don't like how this thing looks. Maybe in game it'll grow on me, look better. Maybe animated, doing moves, it might grow on me. But for now, I'm just not an initial reaction to this design. I'm just personally not a fan of. However, next up we have an evolution to Ursarang, I believe, named Ursaluna, which is interesting, a normal ground type. Pretty interesting dude. He looks like he's kind of a, hibernating bear, maybe. He's got, like, mud on his face or something. I like the design a lot, actually. I'm going to throw up into A. I do like Ursarang as a Pokemon, so maybe that's influencing my decision a little bit here, but I like the design. I think he could look really cool. I get the impression that this is a huge Pokemon. Maybe he's not. I'm not entirely sure, but he definitely is interesting, to say the least. So I'm a fan of him, for sure. Next up, we have Weirder, I believe is the name. I think it's an evolution to Stantler. Not a regional variant. I believe it actually is an evolution. Of course, this guy was officially revealed to us, and he was not a leaked Pokemon. But yeah, I plopped him in C tier. I think he's good enough. You know, I don't really like this guy too much. Yeah, he's fine. I keep on stumbling over my words here because I don't know how to justify something being in C tier because it's fine. I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate him. He's a C tier, all right. Next up, we have this guy, who I believe is an evolution to Lilligant. Wait, no, not you. I can't find you in here. Yeah, no, I don't see you in here, but you are definitely a thing of Lilligant. I don't know if you're an evolution, a variant of Lilligant, I'm not sure, but overall, I like the design a lot. I think it actually looks really, really solid, so I'm a fan of this one for sure. Definitely an A tier. I like Lilligant already, so it didn't have to do much. You're going to be chilling in A tier. I don't know your name, which is kind of weird, but yeah, sure. All right, next up, we have Basculin. This looks just like a normal Basculin, and I don't really like Basculin too much. However, Basculegion is really cool design. So I'm going to give this guy an A tier, actually. I like this design a lot. It looks like a very intense, powerful fish, which I did not expect Basculin to evolve into, but I'm glad they did. I love, this is one of the first guys we had revealed to us, and I think the design just rocks. I think it's super cool and intense and mystical looking. Very, very cool. I'm definitely a fan. Next up, we have some personal favorites of mine for this generation. We have Zorro and Zorro. I love these designs. I also think they're really, really awesome typing. If I'm not mistaken, they're normal ghost type, which is insanely cool, and I just love the design so much. It looks like they're flowing and mystical. I don't know what the lore is behind these guys, but I'm sure it's fantastic, and I cannot wait to... I'm probably going to use one on my team. Like, that's one of the few Pokemon I have actually set down. I wanted to use one on my team because I love their designs so much, but... yeah, super, super cool, guys. I'm a huge, huge fan. Okay, next up we have you. You look like a version of Braviary. I'm not sure if you're an evolution or Hisuian form. I don't like this design, like, at all. I'm not gonna lie. It's very much so reminding me of Sneasler. Just looks off to me for some reason. I don't know if it's the hair or your little ears things, headdress. I'm not sure what it is, but just something about you I'm just not rocking with. And I feel kind of bad because I think we're going to be using this guy a lot in the game. We're going to be flying around on him, or he's going to be carrying us around. Unfortunately, though, yeah, I'm not really a huge fan, which sucks. But he's not bad. I mean, he's not F tier. He's not repulsive to look at, but yeah, just personally not a huge fan. Next up, we have this version of Avalok. Again, I'm not sure if it's an evolution of Avalok or a Hisui form of Avalok, but it looks pretty cool. I'm going to give it a B tier. It doesn't do much to kind of change up the formula of Avalok. It doesn't really do much. I don't know if it's an evolution or a new form or whatever, but reminds me a lot of like these guys as well in the B tier. Just very much so, yeah, a slight change to the normal version. Maybe an improvement, maybe not an improvement, I'm not sure, but solid enough to put in B tier. Next up, we have these new forms of Goodra and Sliggoo. I believe this is Sliggoo. I believe this is Goodra. I like these guys a lot. Of course, I can't wait to see them in game. I might like them even more. It does look like they're coming out like a weird shell or something. I want to see how they look like in game animated. I cannot wait to see what they look like in that version or in these forms, you know, in the actual games. Honestly, I'm just really excited to play this game so badly. However, yeah, right now they're solid. I definitely like them a lot. I think there's a lot of potential here for an interesting design. To really fall in love with it more, possibly to bump it up to S tier, but as it is right now, I'm already a huge fan, so definitely an A tier for both of them. Okay, next up though, we have this new form of Dialga. It's alright. It's definitely a little weird looking. I'm laughing already looking at Palkia. It's a little weird looking. Of course, there's probably some lore explanation. It looks like a kind of mix of Dialga and Arceus together. I'm not sure. It's like a early version of Dialga. I have no clue. I really have not played the games. I've not looked up any story spoilers. All I've got to base myself off of is this dude, and he looks intriguing, I'll say. So he's going to go all the way up to B tier. I think he's got... no, he's not. He's okay. He does look a little weird, but, you know, there's probably a reason for that. So as of right now, he's going to be chilling in C tier. Next up, we got Palkia. Yeah, he's going to go in D tier. I really am not a fan of this design, at least in first glance. Again, very much so he looks like he's trying to do something similar to Dialga here. Some kind of Arceus fusion, Arceus early form. The big thing is that he's just missing arms. Like, it just doesn't look right. He's just missing arms, and he looks way too much like a horse dragon. I don't know. It's just kind of throwing me off. First gut reaction is just I'm not really a big fan. But again, in game, they might actually grow on me a little bit. But yeah, gut reaction, I'm not really a fan of either of these guys too much. And specifically, I don't like Palkia too much. So yeah. All right, next up, we got this dude who I believe his name is Enamorous. Yeah, it's another one of the Forces of Nature trio, which is interesting for sure. You know, like the... Thundurus, Tornadus, and Landorus. I always forget their names, but there it is. And I'm not a fan. I really don't like the design. I hate, you know, leaving the video or ending the video on an F tier. I feel bad about that, but I'm just personally not a fan of it. Yeah, I just don't think it looks cool or good. But again, maybe in game it looks better. He just looks funky to me. He looks kind of creepy and not in a cool way. What is his typing? Fairy? Yeah, he looks like a fairy. Just not an appealing one. He just looks creepy, but not in like ooh, creepy. It's like ooh, creepy kind of thing. If that makes any sense at all, I don't know. But personally not a fan. Again, in-game for these final three, you know, legendaries, I might just absolutely fall in love with them and think they look super sick. Any of these placements can change. You know, maybe Hisui and, you know, Zora and Zorak just look terrible in-game, and I just hate them so much. I doubt that, very much so, but at the same time, anything can happen. Maybe I should have waited to actually play the game to do my tier list. Maybe I'll do a revised version after I beat in the game, who knows, but as it stands right now, here is my tier list for the, you know, the new forms in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Shout out to Silver Fox 109 for, you know, making this tier list on Tier Maker super fast. I really appreciate that. So huge shout out, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I definitely want to talk more about Legends Arceus. I think it has a lot of potential to be a really, really great game, and I can't wait to play it myself. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time, and bye-bye.